said to the hooker, can you come out to play? I've been condemning people all day long, that's how I get paid. My dreams are full of criminals frolicking about. Open up the window, let the bad air out.
Hey, Dave Markham here for the Brockporter. I was in the Java Junction the other day talking to a friend of mine who said to me, you know, Dave, there's more to this Breaking Bad in Sweden Brockport story than what's come to light so far. I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, James Bell might be Brockport Breaking Bad's own Saul Goodman. I said, well, how do you figure that? And he said to me, he said, well, just consider this story. Danielle Winda's Cook Properties buys and sells properties in Sweden and in the surrounding areas, and they have an unfair competitive advantage with the other real estate agencies because they have special connections with the building inspector, code enforcement officer in the town of Sweden, who's Danielle's father, as you already pointed out in the previous Breaking Bad in Brockport video, Walter Witness, also known as WW, right? And the way it works is this: a buyer or seller of a Danielle Winda's Cook property, supposing it has a building defect, a code violation, and the seller or the buyer is concerned about that, and Danielle says to them, well, don't worry about that. We have a good working relationship with the building inspector, code enforcement officer in the town of Sweden. We can get that taken care of. And so the word gets out around town that if you have a property you want to sell or you want to buy that has a code violation, it's not as big a barrier or obstacle to the sale of the property, the buy of the property, because of Danielle Winda's Cook and her agents have a quote-unquote good working relationship with the town of Sweden. And the agents at Nothnagels or other real estate companies start to become aware that Danielle Winda's Cook Properties have an unfair competitive advantage here. Now, how has all this come about? James Bell is the town attorney for the town of Sweden, and he's well aware that Councilwoman Cook has a conflict of interest with her father, Walter Winda's, being the building inspector and code enforcement officer for the town of Sweden. Mr. Bell condones this. He has done nothing about it, even though he's well aware that this is a ethical out of compliance with the town of Sweden's code of ethics and is a huge conflict of interest. And I said, yeah, okay, well, I understand that. That's nothing new. And he said, oh, no, but there's more than that. I said, what's that? And he said, well, Mr. Bell also is the leader of the Sweden Republican Committee. And as the leader, he gets to nominate candidates for town office. And he put Danielle Winda's Cook as a candidate for councilwoman, knowing that she would run unopposed. And so he actually has designed and set up this situation. And that is the definition, of course, of organized crime. Racketeering. Which might lead some people to say that James Bell, Danielle Winda's Cook, and are engaged in organized crime here, which makes James Bell not just a criminal lawyer, a criminal. And as Jesse is talking to Walter White about their new meth business, Jesse's trying to convince Walter that they may need to have an attorney on retainer because inevitably in their meth business they might run into legal problems. And so Jesse tries to convince Walter that they should hire Saul Goodman as their attorney. And when you look at the Breaking Bad in Brockport, you've got Danielle Winda's Cook, the owner of Danielle Winda's Cook Properties and all her agents, and She's on the Sweden Town Council as a councilwoman, and her father, Walter Windus, is the building inspector, code enforcement officer for the town, and you've got James Bell, who is the town attorney and the leader of the Sweden Republican Committee, and it looks like a pretty well organized, systematized crime syndicate, right? So James Bell plays the role of Saul Goodman. And as Jesse puts it, he's not a criminal lawyer, he's a criminal who is a lawyer.
Sooner or later, this is going to happen. If you want your exponential growth, guys are going to get busted. Simple as that.
So how about we get him a real attorney? Man, what the hell is this? This is who he hires?
What? Are you kidding me? This is the guy you want. This is the guy I'd hire.
Oh, it's the guy you'd hire.
Look, you remember Emilio? Okay, this dude got Emilio off like twice. Okay? Both times, they had him dead to rights, yo, and then poof. Dude's like Houdini. Seriously, when the going gets tough, you don't want a criminal lawyer, right? You want a criminal lawyer. Know what I'm saying?
Judge said to the hooker, can you come out to play? I've been condemning people all day long, that's how I get paid. My dreams are full of criminals, frolicking about. Open up the window, let the